We've got a UK baddie, an editorial diva, a pop rock naturalista, and a sad angel. It's time for the Little Mix Pop-Off Solo Debut Edition.
Yes, another pop-off here on CCTV, and this one was chosen by one of our producers, Lily.
Yes.
And you can also be a producer by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/CCTVPops. We do currently have a free tier, so definitely come hang out with us. And the rest of our producers, Emily, George, Lily, Louie, and Juliet.
Yeah.
We're so excited to do another Little Mix episode.
Oh, yes. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Our first
that 101
episode
did really well, or has been doing really well for us, so go
check
out the
that
Little
out.
Mix 101. Yeah.
All right, y'all. So we do pop-offs quite frequently on our show. So if you're new here, it's a competition. All right. It's a battle. All right. And it's also meant for pure fun. So definitely don't take it too seriously. Join us in the comments and let us know what wins for you in the comments. Excuse me. So yeah, if you're like a solo stand, this is your moment to shine. Okay. We love Little Mix as a group, but right now the girls are going in the ring head to head as solo artists.
Yes. Let's get ready to rumble.
Round 1.
And the first player in the ring is Jesy Nelson with Boyz, featuring Nicki Minaj. And this was produced by Loose Change, written by Jesy herself, Nicki Minaj, Absolutely, Amanda Atui, Evitio
Margulies, probably Margulies.
Dio, Patrick Jordan Patricios, Euthonics, Diddy, Mark Curry, Bristol, Drayton Gross, Black Rob, and Megahertz. And God, there's a lot of writers here, but it's only because of the sample in Diddy's Bad Boy for Life. That was really long, but it makes sense. We've had people from the 2000s writing on this and their sample being used, and then the people who write on it currently. All right, so Chris.
Yeah, before we actually get into it, I know Jesy is no longer a member of Little Mix, but she was. So that's why we're including her here, because I know
she counts.
Can I just say, all the people who have made the AI edited videos where they've completely cut her out of like the history of Little Mix, it's like it's kind of hilarious. But no, she definitely was important for the group when she was in it. So
absolutely,
yes, let's not fully dismiss her.
That's rude. So rude.
Yes. Also, this is also aged extra bad because Mr. Diddy has now been arrested.
Oh, Diddler. Yeah, dirty. Finally.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead. What do you think?
Oh,
First round is about the song itself.
Yeah, song, the lyrics, production, all that good stuff. So this song was interesting because I remember the hoopla around her leaving, right? Saying, I need a mental break. I need time. I need, and those could have been valid points. But instead of just being real and be like, I just want to just jump right into it, or just waiting the last album and finishing out, I don't know. Don't know what she was thinking about. But for this to be the debut song that she had, I think it was a little surprising. I mean, she always was like a really good dancer in the group and kind of leaned more toward like the hip hop kind of dancing. But the whole R&B, pop R&B diva thing, I did not expect from her. I will say, like, vocally speaking, her articulation was definitely an attempt to have a sound as like the UK baddie, but she sounds a little bit drunk. You know, she sounds a little bit sloshed, a little bit.
She's always sounded like that, though. To be fair, it's not like it's a new sound. She's always had issues with her enunciation and this like
enhanced.
I don't know, just stylistic choices.
Yeah, that's what it is, a stylistic choice. But, you know, it just sounded a little, like, funkier than usual. Like, I like her. I like to make a bad you know what I'm talking about. Come on, man. So,
no, yeah,
she
that
doesn't
was a great
sound bad.
impression. Yeah.
Thank you. She doesn't sound bad, though. Like, not terrible. I just think just stylistically speaking, it was just like, huh? What is he saying? I liked her in Little Mix. Like, she's the reason I got into the group, and then another member kind of made me stay. But vocally, nothing outstanding, because she can sing, which is kind of interesting. But the pre-hook and the R&B breakdown would have been a fun bridge moment, I think. I feel like that part of the song was the most like, okay, finally, something fresh and new. I feel like when you do a remake of a song, either you just do the same dry old thing, or you can kind of revamp it and give it a new life. And I feel like, unfortunately, the advantage wasn't taken with this song, where it was like, let's give the chorus something else other than repeating the melody of the original. Like, where's the additional melody to elevate it? Like, it's lame if you just repeat what was already done. It's a remake at this point. It's like the girl version. I mean, the sentiment of the song is super relatable because there's a bunch of girls who are like, I love Bad Boys. Me, I like squares. Give me a nerd. But the point is, this would have been a great bumper for a reality show if the girl was like, yeah, I know he's bad for me, but I still want him. And like, blah, blah, blah. You know, as a reality show was playing or something, like, it would have been good for that. But I think with all the bad press around it as well, it just didn't get its day in court, really. And Nicki Minaj on it, not a bad feature to have, but wasn't her best verse. So you have all these elements here that was just like kind of lackluster. And we know that both of them could do better, but they kind of just gave like B plus work.
Well, B plus is actually relatively high. Well, so it's interesting because obviously the PR around her at the time was just really not positive.
Right.
And she didn't really do much to help that. Like she would say like that Little Mix's music was not, you know, her style and this is the true her. And like, I don't know, like it's hard to judge this song completely objectively. I think given now that it's been some time, that's helped a little bit that we can kind of look at it a little bit more kind of objectively. But yeah, I get that this was the type of music that she loved, like growing up. And so I think as a debut solo like statement, I understand what they were going for. And good for her for getting Nicki on it and Diddy's team's, you know, approval and all that. Like that's, you know, that's a feat. You know, I think the production itself is actually pretty good. Like I think the way they sampled Bad Boy for Life on the production side was done pretty well. And I kind of like how fuzzy kind of the whole thing is. Vocally, I mean, her styling has never been really my favorite. I kind of grew to appreciate it in Little Mix's stuff. But when it's just her and it's not balanced by the others, it is a little divisive, I would say. Because it's just not the most nice sounding, you know? But I just think the whole thing is just trying a little too hard. Like it just doesn't feel super genuine. Like it is just like I'm putting on a character kind of thing, which is fine because a lot of pop stars do that. But again, with the PR of it all, it's just hard to take her too seriously, I think. But as a song, it's fine. You know, like you said, they borrowed so heavily from Bad Boy for Life. It's like, if you know that song, it's easy to kind of catch on to it. So I see what they were trying to do as a statement, you know? And I'm curious what her original kind of second single choice what the overall plan was, because it's definitely not like, I doubt this was meant to be a like maybe one more time situation where it's like becomes her signature track. Like I think it was more a statement kind of thing, and then her artistry was probably shown more in the other tracks. But then obviously with how badly this all did, like we never really got to hear most of the other stuff that she was working on. So I don't know. It's hard to judge it objectively, but if I try to, even then it's like just okay.
I think I liked it-ish, the song, but it just didn't go anywhere. Now looking back on it, I'm like, still didn't go anywhere. Dang, could have been something. Well, that being said, we're moving on to Player 2, Leigh-Anne with Don't Say Love.
Yes, and this was done by Leigh-Anne, LG, Jimmy Gutch, John Bellion, and Pete Nappy.
Oh, John Bellion did this one. Okay.
Yes, he did.
Oh, what are your thoughts on this one?
I like it, I guess. I would say I think the garage influence is cool. It does feel distinctively British in a way, which is great. Like I think the production is cool. It feels very well-rounded and full. It's just not very impactful. Like the chorus, I don't know. There's not much is done to kind of make the chorus a moment.
Oh,
and I actually like the verses more than the chorus, I would say, actually.
Oh, okay.
I think she sounds good. Like she sounds very relaxed overall, but there's not much in terms of harmonies and backing vocals and stuff. And maybe that's also part of it. Because her voice just doesn't have a ton of body. Like it's quite a thin tone. And I know through the years she's been developing her belt and she's done a lot more ad-libs and stuff through the years in Little Mix. But she just doesn't have the same impact vocally that Perrie and JADE do when they also do that. So it's just nothing about it really makes me like stop what I'm doing to like pay attention, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I do enjoy the middle when it kind of breaks down a bit. There's some great tension building. She does have some like nice ad-libs at the end. I think it's a decent song,
right?
But just not the most memorable. And I would say I much prefer the R&B version.
Oh yeah, the R&B version is nice. Like that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the song is. I was kind of surprised when I heard it because I didn't know what to expect from her because I think we had gotten Perrie's solo first.
No, I thought Leigh-Anne went first.
No, Leigh-Anne. Okay, you're right. Leigh-Anne was first. Leigh-Anne was first. Excuse me, my bad. But I was kind of surprised because I didn't know what to expect from her. I think in her identity as a Little Mix member is quite muted. Almost, and if you were to put like a palette in front of me, hers would be like a neutral color amongst the red and the orange and the whatever, purple, whatever, just very vibrant colors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hers would be like a nice beige or a tan or like just in the group. I feel like she wasn't seen as that heart-stopping, mic dropping moment. And it stinks because like she's actually really good at emoting. I enjoy her vocals on this. The song is not too high. It is not too low. It's definitely in her sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
And she definitely has a lot more vocal agility and sense of dynamism that we didn't always get to hear in Little Mix until like later on or like on an album track. And you're like, dang, she can actually sing. That's crazy. That, and I noticed when they did live performances, like she would try to kind of show off her vocal chops, but like the pacing of the song and within her line distribution was so quick that it just sounded like she was kind of chasing her like her run or whatever, or her skill, or it's just weird. It's a weirdness that was going on. I think the UK garageness of it definitely gives a drive to the song, and I also said that the R&B version is good because it shows that the song's melody is good without a driving beat. It's just one of those things where it's like, oh, it's strong enough. Is the song outstanding? I will not say that it is like, wow, my God, this like changed my life.
Yeah,
it felt like a teaser of what she was giving. So I definitely appreciated it for sure because I was like, okay, this feels like, for some reason, I believe her I'm looking for love. I want love to be good situation a little bit more than what's coming next. I don't know, something about her, maybe because what's going on in her personal life as well. I feel like she has this very
She did also write it.
Yeah, okay, that's true. Okay, that too. But something about her, it just seems very romantic. And I believe her, like, she has like a sad puppy look sometimes. She emotes really well. When she's sad, I can see it in her face. So when she's singing about how sad or like she's like a little bit angry, you can see that little feist in her face. Something about her just fits the concept. So I felt more believable. So yeah, I liked it. I'm not like, wow, oh my God, this is amazing. But I'm not also like, ooh, my God, girl, no, you better in the group.
Yes.
So it's like, it's in the middle.
Yeah, I just think, I don't know, there's nothing about it where, it's tough doing your solo thing after a group. Like, the judgment and the expectation is, I feel like, just really high, because obviously if you come from a successful group, it's like, okay, like what can you do?
Yeah.
And yeah, this song, I just don't think would change any opinions. If you weren't a fan of her before, I don't think this would do much to turn you into a fan.
Right. It's safe.
Yeah, it's safe. I do wish there was some hybrid version between the R&B one and the garage one, because even if you just have the first verse kind of do that more soulful thing, and then the beat kicks in maybe after the first chorus or something, I don't know, just give it a bit more, I don't know,
personality.
Yeah.
For me. Sorry.
All right, so moving on to player 3, we have Perrie with Forget About Us, and this was done by Ed Sheeran, Perrie, David Hodges, Steve Solomon, and Andrew Goldstein.
Okay, so this song, although it's asking not to be forgotten, is forgettable. I am so sorry. I'm a Perrie fan. She's one of those like, wow, I think of Claire. I think of Claire from Steps. I think of Perrie in terms of like open their mouth and like, wow, blast of voices come out. And I was expecting something a little bit more rockish, slow rock, 70s rock. I don't know, funky something that was a little bit more in the vein of allowing her, like giving her an I am song. She has the voice of someone who deserves an I am song. The what's my dreams, what's my goals, like what am I trying to do, what am I trying to accomplish? And she can hit the notes. She has a good soulful voice, even when she's down in her lower register, she can handle lower notes. She emotes well. She is vocally what a lot of people think of when you think of Little Mix's like biggest moments, right? So when I hear this song, I was thinking like, wow, okay, where's my wow? Where's my moment? And it came at the end, which I appreciate, of course. But the build into it was less of like a steady momentum, more like a, oh my God, finally, yes, we finally got a home run. After freaking 8 endings on the 9th one, they finally got one. That's what it felt like. It just sounds like Bonnie McGee, Katy Perry, Zara Larson. It doesn't, I'm trying to figure out who Perrie is in these lyrics, in these vocals. I mean, she sounds good because it's her. But yes. I don't know if the song is as like big as it's pretending to be. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate that she doesn't get lost in the instruments because she is a great vocalist. But maybe it's the lyrical content. But I just didn't connect with this sonically, lyrically speaking, even melodically. I can't quite remember much. Yeah, it's this one was a little lackluster for me, and I was expecting a little bit more from her. Nothing like amazing, but nothing so by the numbers pop love song, you know? Like something was just not distinctive about it at all.
Yeah. This kind of for me sounds like a Pink or Kelly Clarkson like B-side.
Oh yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, Kelly Clarkson is like one of my top faves. Like I think I've seen her the most live out of any artist ever. But yeah, but then this just doesn't hit the same way those do. I think part of it actually is the vocal processing because she has such a good voice, right?
Yes.
Like no one needs to dispute that. We don't even need to discuss that.
Not really.
There's definitely tuning on this. There's some processing on it, which takes away some of the soulfulness of it, which I think is what was needed to make this just kind of read a bit more. And I think the other part of it also is the production is just also very processed pop rock.
Yeah.
So everything just feels too processed for a rockier song. And especially with David Hodges, I was actually surprised because he's definitely done kind of more rocky production before.
Yeah.
So like she's done an acoustic version that she released, and there's live versions that she's released on streaming as well, which sounds so much more dynamic.
Yeah.
The acoustic one makes it a bit more countrified as well, which I think works. But then for some reason it still kind of feels like it has that same vocal processing on it still, even then. But yeah, melodically, meh. Like lyrically, meh. Like nothing special. It just makes no impact or statement. Like I just wonder, like, did they think the Ed Sheeran co-write maybe would give it some more attention than maybe that it did?
You know what, sir?
Yeah.
Go off, because that might be the reason, which is not great. Like, I know if it's the Ed Sheeran, but like there was a certain time, like, yeah, his name on the track, amazing. Wow. Let's go listen to it. But at this point, he hasn't done anything that's been really that impressive to me for anyone else, even for himself. He's a great songwriter, don't get me wrong. I'm the one in my mama's basement. But the point is, the past couple years, nothing of note, really.
Yeah, well, I think it's just he also has a very distinctive sound as well. So just for her as kind of a debut, it just, I don't know, there's just nothing unique about it. Again, kind of the same thing I said about Leigh-Anne. Like, if I showed this to someone who didn't really know Little Mix that well or wasn't a fan, and I showed them this, they'd just be like, all right.
Okay.
You know?
All right, thanks.
It's not going to turn any heads.
No.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, that brings us on to our final player, JADE, with Angel of My Dreams. And this was done by Bill Martin. JADE, Steph Jones, R.I. Pablo, Mike Sabbath, Phil Coulter, and it includes a sample of Puppet on a String by Sandy Shaw, the 1967 winning Eurovision song. So I did not know that before we did this, but something about it did sound familiar. Which is funny. What did you think about it, though? I'm going to let you kick us off. I'm curious to know your thoughts on this, because I feel like we both were kind of like looking forward to see what because she was the last one. Yeah. She kind of took the longest. She's like one of your faves too, right?
She's my favorite member for sure. Yeah, she also just talked it up quite a lot. In the beginning, she was like, I'm going to push boundaries. Like, it's not going to be a safe song. So she set expectations quite high, but she did meet it. Yeah. That song is definitely weird. Yeah. Like, it's definitely unique. Like, even from the start with the sample and then the chorus, just so, like, the melody of it itself is just so dramatic.
Yeah.
That this will grab your attention even if you don't like it, I would say.
Yeah.
And I think that's the point, right? Like, you want to make a statement. You want to do something kind of bold here. I think the good thing about coming from a big girl group is you kind of already have a base of fans. So I think she balanced it well. Like, do something that they would appreciate, but then still kind of push boundaries and try to get attention from people who maybe otherwise wouldn't know you very well.
Right.
But yeah, the song's definitely weird, especially the structure. Like, it kind of just bounces all over the place. But the actual melodies that are there are really nice. And the lyrics also reflect all these like varying emotions as well. And I think that's part of what kind of just takes you on this whole roller coaster.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's awesome. I will say the first time I heard it, it was just like I didn't really know how to process it at all. Now that I've listened to it quite a few times and I know kind of each part and what she's talking about and stuff, it makes a lot more sense to me.
Valid.
I will say this is similar to like K-pop songs. I think it's more fun to watch the visual. Like, just listening to it, it's not, I don't know, I'm not going to like listen to it on repeat a lot. I maybe would for the sad version, the slow, angelic, dramatic version. Because that one's just like so beautiful. Yeah, she sounds so good. She uses like every tone she has.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
And it does what the past two did not. Like, it fully makes a statement and is like, this is me coming out on my own and like doing the most.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
When I heard this song, I think I liked it. And I was sitting there like, oh my God, no, I was sitting there like with artist envy, and I was like, oh, Jesus, like, this is good. I was so annoyed. I was like, God, it is so freaking good. Because it is very much manic. It's lush and it's bright and it's all over the place. But at the end of the day, it's a pop song. Like, this is pop. Pop. But, I was like, dang, this covers electro pop, the dark electro pop. It has like harpsichordish kind of sounds in it, and the harmonies really stood out to me. The lyrics are this love-hate relationship with fame, and sonically everything matches. It's love-hate. You have like this chaos, and you have peace, and you have some more craziness, and then some more peace. Like, definitely as an artist, I can relate to the lyrics, and even the way it's written. It's just like, oh man, oh yes, I love this, and I hate this. The sad version displays her vocal textures a lot more than the original version, and I think it's interesting because the original version makes her sound cold, overly perfect and processed, and almost kind of empty-ish. Obviously, she's singing. She sounds good. She has a great voice. But the way that the vocals were mixed fits perfectly with the theme and the concept of the song. So I was like, oof, geez, that is also very annoying. Go off. So, like, how do y'all figure this out? I think that's what's really important, too. I think this song was the one that was like, I'm an artist.
Yeah.
And that's why it's kind of tough to look at all these songs. You're trying to figure out their identity. I think overall that's what makes it really tough for this round, because it's like, yeah, they're all great, but whose artistry was like really like in your face. And I think right now Perrie's is at the bottom in terms of who she is, and which is crazy because within Little identity was very obvious. So that being said, my winner of the song portion, I think I've made it pretty obvious, is JADE.
Yeah.
You Know My Dreams.
Same. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to beat it. Like, I really tried to put all four of these songs on a level playing field. But honestly, the second we heard the JADE one, again, whether I liked it or not, because I do still think it's quite jarring, like, as a song. But it just makes so much more of a statement than the other three, really. Yeah. I think Jesy tried.
Yes.
Like, I understand her vision.
Yes.
But yeah, it's hard not to beat this one.
Honestly, I feel like Leigh-Anne's song I like, and then Jessy's like a close third, but Perrie's at the bottom for sure.
Yes,
but yeah, Leigh-Anne's like kind of up there a little bit.
I like Leigh-Anne's song. I just think as a first single, it's just not great. I think if it was an album track or something, I'd be like, all right,
the second single was good though with Ira Star. That was good.
And I like her EP. Yeah. I watched her performance at Rock in Rio. Like, she's definitely growing as a solo artist. But yeah, just this is the first single. Just I don't know.
Yeah, out the gate, the angel wins.
Not gonna do much. Yeah. Yes, definitely. I'm so excited to see what she does next.
Yes.
But let's move on to round 2, which is about the music video.
Round 2.
So back to Jesy.
Yeah. Okay.
Go for it. I don't
You
even know where to start.
What a fun looking video. Like, I love the concept of objectifying boys for the sake of videos. It's so much fun. It's like, bring your fine self over here and just be hot. Even the homage in the video is cool. And just speaking on the iconography of the Bad Boy Entertainment videos, it was very grandiose. It was like, Diddy was Bad Boy Entertainment Studio was one of the first like labels to really bring that glamour into hip hop, or was like, listen, got the gold and the rings and the cars. Like, yeah, Southern rap was doing that too. But he was doing it more like this. They were doing it more like this corporate, like, I'll wear a suit, and sell you this rock real quick at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So yeah, I think it was good that the style was recreated in this way. I would say it's not entirely effective because it didn't exactly reinvent the wheel of the song. Like, the whole concept of the original video was like, oh my God, these Negroes have moved into our neighborhood. Oh my goodness. This one was more just like, I'm just trying to pay homage and get attention and publicity, and this is not her fault. This is also the director. You got to think outside the box, because it's like, I don't like the whole hood baby aesthetic either.
Yeah, I just feel like it was almost too much of an homage, right?
Dude, yeah, it was a remake. It was legit a remake.
Yeah.
It was like a Disney live action remake of the animated version that came out in 2001.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't like the hood baby aesthetic either. Like, there are so many ways to lean into a bad boy concept without actually being hood. And the fact that you took something that was from Black people and then like made it like, oh, a gangster world. Even the dancers, their walks were so contrived. It pissed me off because I'm like, it's giving hip hop 101, step lean, grab the crotch. And I was so upset. I was, come on, guys. You could lean into punk kind of aesthetic. You can do the stereotypical pool hall, fast cars. There's so many things you could have gone with that would represent a deviant guy that you're attracted to. It doesn't necessarily have to be this hood aesthetic. And there's no way to get around it because you had guys with braids and bandanas and nary an actual Negro, but the whole aesthetic was grills and things like that. So it was just like, you lost me. You lost me. Yeah. Also, the curly hair. That was rough in the beginning. And then she went straight for the rest of it. It was just, yeah. It's a lot of things going on. Go ahead, sir. You do your thing. Go ahead. What are your thoughts?
I mean, okay. Again, I understand the vision, I guess. Like,
totally
she loved these videos growing up.
Yes.
And she wanted to recreate them.
Yeah.
But I agree with you that I just don't get how the people around her kind of didn't help to just modernize it a bit.
Yeah, let's curate it a little bit better.
Yeah. Like, it just feels like a lack of, I don't know, diverse input on the concept and the overall just kind of thing. Because I think there, like you said, there is a way she could have done something similar, but not taking it so far to then elicit all the kind of blackfishing accusations. Yeah. I tried to, I went back and just kind of read some of the reactions and stuff to it at the time. And it's hard not to just kind of feel the same way, just kind of watching it back. Like, it does feel like a person just taking all the old stereotypes and just, like, without ever having experienced anything close to it in real life.
Yeah.
And then just putting themselves in it. Like, it just looks bad. Like,
she's method acting. She's method acting.
Like, there was one moment where it looked like she was like trying to make fun of herself or whatever. She like, forget what happens. She like does something stupid and then like starts laughing.
Oh yeah, I mean the ball,
right?
The golf ball. That's it though.
But that was not enough to like.
Yeah, be like, oh, I get
like it was light.
Be self-aware. Like,
right. Yeah. Like, I think that was supposed to show some self-awareness, but that is not enough to do so.
No, it was at all.
I think objectively, again, like, if you were trying to just do a full homage and recreation of these old videos, it does work in that sense. Like, if you don't take into account kind of all the racial stuff and kind of that side of things,
totally.
Like, it works. Yeah. But
like, frame for frame, it works.
Right. But then, and they're each reference and stuff, like, it makes sense. Like getting Diddy to actually be in it again, like that's crazy that she managed that. But yeah, just I don't know. I just don't understand how all these label people, all these management people kind of let it be the way it is.
Yeah. Should be laughing like
and
this.
Like Diddy didn't say anything either. Nicki didn't say anything either.
Nicki made her say
neither of them
clear.
They just got their paychecks, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I will say the video looks sleek. It looks like I gave a lot of positive in the beginning. I just didn't appreciate the lack of creativity in terms of what a bad boy could look like. That's what I didn't appreciate. It's not all like lowriders and hood boys, you know? So,
but then, I mean, to be fair though, that is kind of what it was back then, right?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like for you to 20-something, 2020, whatever.
Right. Like
time.
They didn't modernize anything.
Yes. Reinvent the wheel a little bit, honey. Give it something. She danced her little booty off though, so give kudos to her for that.
She did.
Yeah, but it's just give me a little bit more than like kind of borderline thinking that you're saying the N-word on set. Like, give me a
right. And yes, you're right. To give her some kudos, like, yes, on camera, she is a good performer.
Yeah.
Like, she does have a unique look. Again, not even taking into account all the accusations and stuff, but like just she has a unique look.
Yes.
Which does.
Jesy, I still like you. Just stay away from the black things, okay? Thanks.
Yeah.
Moving on to a lovely, lovely person. Player 2, you have Leigh-Anne.
Yes. Don't say love.
Yeah, don't say love. This video is nice.
It is nice. Yeah, I think it's a cool video. I like all the different settings. It does feel like just a fashion kind of abstract contemporary film.
We'll cry.
Which kind of fits her kind of vibe overall anyway. I feel like she always was the one going to like your fashion week and stuff like that, you know? But yeah, all the kind of industrial settings were cool. I like all the lighting switches. I like that the dance, like the choreography, which we'll get into more, but just the whole vibe of the whole thing was very kind of just contemporary. Which is different from what Little Mix did. So it did kind of set her apart from who she was in the group. And yeah, just some really cool looks. Like I do still remember some of the looks and stuff. Like I remember the video more than the song.
Oh.
Which, I mean, I guess if you say the goal of the video is to just kind of get your attention, this did.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. No, I agree. The video definitely feels editorial. Like scenes from a photo shoot come to life. And I think that's good because again, we're in a group with such, not I want to say polarizing, with such strong personalities. It's very hard to find your identity, aside from being the black one, you know? So when you're in a group like that, it's what do you do when you go solo? And I think she's doing the right thing in terms of just coming across as fashionable. That's Rihanna's claim to fame. Like, you may not remember what she sounded like, but you remember what she looked like at the Victoria's Secret show. You remember what she looked like when she accepted her award at the fashion awards or whatever. Things like that. That's good. You want to have at least some type of artistic vision going on in terms of like your visuals. I like that as the video progresses, the song progresses, the looks got a little bit more quirky, like her in the dance scene. It was like this pose-esque abstract movement as opposed to actually picking up on like on a house type step or something that was a little bit more groovy and jacking the bodies and stuff like that. So I appreciate that kind of approach as well, because you don't have to throw everything out in the kitchen sink into this whole video, and they didn't. But as the song progresses, she's alone. She's not around people. She's breaking through the people. She's breaking through, going to this rooftop, and then figuratively and literally taking that dive, taking the plunge into the unknown, into her solohood. That's not a word. But the point is, she jumps, takes that leap, and I like the to be continued ending that leads up into the next single, which was also a delicious song. But yeah, I appreciate what was happening with her. And it seems like whoever was working with her was like, let's not do too much. Let's just give them something to look at.
Yes.
Let's just do a little moment like, bam, why is she diving off the roof? What does this mean? Like little things. Nothing too much to pick apart here. But it does what it needs to do. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, moving on to Perrie with Forget About Us. What did you think?
Why are you looking at me like that? I'm joking.
Because we actually did react to this in our bonus Patreon-only episodes. If you would like to see these, join our Patreon. But neither of us reacted too positively. So have your thoughts. Yeah, what are your thoughts now, I guess, a few months later?
The stripped down, sexy naturalist meets POV camera look is not my favorite for this video. Like, I get the whole intimate feel of the filming style, but the video is unremarkable in terms of iconography. That's the stinking problem. It's not about constantly having like a moment, like if you're wearing a schoolgirl outfit, or you're wearing a red jumpsuit, or you're wearing chaps and you have blonde and black hair like Christina. The idea is just give somebody something to go, oh my God, did you see that? I need to go back at least one time throughout this video. The whole video can suck. But if you have that one moment where you're like, oh my God, what did she just do? Or like, oh my God, I love that look. The red burgundy outfit was kind of cute. I love seeing Perrie buns. It was adorable. And then her being all like, natural. Love that. But beyond that, nothing about the video was like, replay value, super high. It was kind of like in the C class of replay value. It sucks. It totally sucks because like the whole girl next door thing just doesn't fit for me with her.
Yeah.
And watching old interviews of her and her talking about her anxiety, I meant to say that in the song round, like she has so much more to say than, oh my God, I love you. Don't forget about the relationship we had. Like it was good, even though you're so much more than that. Even as like a person, the way she carries herself, she looks gorgeous, can totally hold her attention, but I need something that says, I'm Perrie. Hear me roar, something. It's just not giving. Yeah. The video wasn't giving either.
Yeah, it is interesting because I guess whoever her team is, they were like, we want you to be like relatable.
Relatable, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do wonder if they thought that simple look of her just like buns out, was maybe the iconography that you were hoping for. I wonder if they thought that would be enough of an impact.
She can't be the Cameron Diaz of pop. She cannot. Her voice is not giving that. Her voice is giving more than that.
Yeah, but no, I agree. Like, this could be anyone. This could be anyone. And the random moments of her stretching and doing poses and stuff felt too planned. Like, I don't know. It's like if you're gonna if you're gonna do a video where she's kind of just like running around the house, and then there's also like all this like footage of her kind of outside and stuff, like then just stick with the relatable thing. Like her doing random poses and stuff just felt odd. Just didn't match.
I'm on the couch.
To me.
I'm on the floor.
Yeah.
Because
either do the whole video like that, or I don't know. Like just the choices were just a bit odd to me.
Pick a struggle.
Yeah. You gave it what, a C for replay value? Yeah, like I would give it an F. Like I have no reason to watch it again. There was nothing in it that made me like, oh wait, what was that scene again? Like, oh wait, what did she do there? Or oh, she did something really cool there. There's none of that. I would say at least the other two. Again, I'm trying to look at everything very objectively. Like at least Jesy's video, there was a lot going on.
You remember it, yeah.
There was a lot going on, and there are scenes that I remember from it, like specific scenes that I remember. And same with Leigh-Anne. There are outfits that I remember. I remember her kind of walking through all the people. Like this one, I remember seeing her butt. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah. Perrie buns. Hashtag Perrie buns.
Yeah.
No. Same thing with you. I don't dislike Jesy for doing what she do. I don't think it was smart. It didn't look good. And I think she's better than that. But I remember the video. I think she looked good.
Yeah.
She just all the choices were just not great.
Right. So I would say Perrie isn't the most she doesn't have the most stage presence. Like, in Little Mix, she was kind of the voice. She wasn't the performer.
Right.
So I think it's tough. I do wonder if they just felt she couldn't really pull off maybe the pop star, like, idol kind of thing. And so they went the other way and were like, be the relatable one, maybe.
They have to lean into her avian features, man. She looks like an eagle. Use that. Make her look fierce. You can do it. Give her something. Give her something dark. I think she needs something a little bit darker, a little bit more grungier. Not this. I'm relatable Coke commercial. No, not even Tampax Pearl. Feminine sanitary napkin commercial vibe. She's not that.
Yeah. I mean, with Tears, they did try to do something a bit more like quirky.
Yeah, but
video-wise, visually.
Yeah, but she's not
sonically.
quirky either. Oh my God. I feel like who's working with her just doesn't really get the idea of her. It's just they're trying to make
I am
it...
curious what they're gonna do with her because it has been quite a muted response so far.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
She does seem kind of maybe the least passionate, I would say, out of the four.
You know what? Yeah,
like it just doesn't feel like her heart's like in it.
Yeah, that's valid.
And I feel that I would say from the other three. I mean, Jesy, she's kind of in purgatory right now. But passion-wise, like I feel the fire a bit more from the other three overall. Like I don't feel the fire from Perrie. It's kind of just like, oh, this will do, kind of thing. I don't know.
You know what? That's valid. I feel like if they would have leaned more in that Tears direction, if you're going to go for like this kind of bandish 70s aesthetic, how the songs fit.
Yeah. But even Tears as a song also feels a bit generic as well.
It's anemic.
That could be sung by anyone. I don't think it's a bad song.
It's
I think it's fine. But like, again, it just doesn't feel tailored to her in any way. So
no. Oof, that's the problem.
Yeah.
All right. On to our final player is JADE with Angel of My Dreams.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you want to talk about tailored? This girl had 4 days to make this video, which is good for her because artists get like, what, 2? So, kick us off, man. What are your thoughts about the video? Now, you said that you usually, you wouldn't probably listen to this alone without the video. So, tell us your feelings about this video. What do you think about it?
I love this video.
Oh,
I love it. I think it's hard not to. As a pop fan, this is like kind of everything you kind of want. It's camp, it's funny, it's weird. There's just like so much to analyze, but she's also just killing it the whole time, and none of it feels like she's trying too hard either.
Yeah.
So I think just as a pop video, it's awesome. I think as a first solo video for her, I love all the references with the childhood footage, with X Factor, the fact that she's talking about her own experience as well.
Right.
There's just so much to analyze here. Like this has so much replay value because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
That you're kind of just like, what does all of this mean?
What does it mean?
Yeah. It reminds me of like what Gaga would do.
Oh my God. Yeah. It feels like paparazzi video.
I mean that in the best way.
Yeah. It reminds me of paparazzi video. Like the chaoticness of that video itself.
Yeah. And everything is like a bit odd. And you don't fully understand what's going on, but you're like intrigued.
Yeah, totally. I agree.
Just very, very memorable.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's so funny though.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This video, the idea of it is very interesting because you do have those pre-debut moments of her, and then you have her busking at first, and then superstar her is doing the utmost, and then you have this big brolic, what I thought was a bodyguard, but is the music industry but personified.
Yes.
It's so scary how big he is and how much power he has, and it's like, oh my goodness. So that whole aesthetic, the whole optic of music industry guy was crazy. I love how camp and pop star superstar JADE is, but then she's also really violent. It reminded me of Showgirls. Because like she's like, oh my God, wow, you're so pretty. And then suddenly it's like, ugh, why is she better than me? I don't understand. Why are you picking this new fancy, like broken down version of JADE? So like each iteration of JADE was like a different version of her, and each of them were kind of fighting for attention. So I think that's really interesting because that's how the music industry is. You're always constantly fighting for dominance and relevance, and it's like, oof, artists are constantly trying to figure out how to outdo themselves and the next person that might be coming up behind them, or like the people that they're competing with. It's just, a terrible little cycle. But yeah, the video did a really good job of making you get the story, but not being so preachy. So I think that's tough to kind of balance sometimes. Sometimes you need a little bit of weirdness and a little bit of like, oh my God, what was that? Like the personal assistant like spitting in the cup in the beginning. Like, what was happening? I was like, ew, gross. But that things like that make you go, haha, funny. Not like, oh my God, there's a deeper meaning to this. No, she hates her. And that's normal. Like her sitting there beating herself up, and then, Angel JADE looking down. That's a serious moment. But then you have this big brolic dude. Like he looks like a goof. her pricking her finger and signing her name in blood. That's really serious. But then you sit there and see her like looking like a goof. So that balance of that seriousness and the not jovial, humor, things in jest definitely helps with making the video a little bit more palatable. So yeah, I think this one is one of the better ones.
The best one, like undisputed. It's really hard to compare. Again, I tried to watch these objectively. It's hard to not pick this one as the standout. Like in every way. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah,
Jade had a vision. She had a vision.
And that's what it takes. Yep.
Okay, so clear winner for round 2. Is
Yeah.
there a clear winner for round 3? Let's find out. It is about the performance and choreography.
Round 3.
I guess we should note that Jade hasn't actually performed it live yet, like in front of an audience yet. So I feel like we can't really
I disqualified
put her in the same.
I had to kind of like mentally disqualify her.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Because she has obviously the live, quote unquote, sad version, but even then, I don't think like those vocals are not live.
Yeah, she has so many takes as well.
Yeah.
If there's no cell phone footage, it's not real. That's my thing.
Yeah. So let's disqualify Jade.
Yes.
For now. Yes. So as of this filming, she has not performed the song.
No.
So let's talk about the others. So Jesy with Boyz.
All right.
So she's had a few performances. She had Graham Norton. She had Jingle Bell Ball. What did you think?
The Jingle performance is infamous. It is infamous. So infamous. I'm making these terrible pauses because that's what happened. If you didn't watch it, you can watch it. Go ahead. But if you didn't watch it, lucky you, because I hate whoever directed that live performance at Jingle needs to be fired. Because why the hell were those pauses so long, so unbearable, so pregnant? I like a bad boy my recipe.
Stop.
Long stop. Hard stop. And then she's sitting there, standing there, and there's no sound. There's no like sound effect of girls walking in, click, clack, click, clack. It was trying to give Beyonce, trying to give Michael Jackson.
Yes, it was. That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. Yeah.
But the thing about Beyonce giving Michael Jackson, who was giving Michael Jackson, giving Beyonce, trying to give Jesy, was that there were sound effects to kind of like Foley sound effects to give the atmosphere, not pause. Tongue.
Oh my God, ew. What a gross noise.
Sorry. But that's what it felt like. If you felt violated, welcome to CCTV Pops. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on all social media. Anywho, my point is, the pauses were so pregnant. It was so awkward that now has become a meme for her. So then you miss out on the performance that she actually did give. That was pretty damn decent. And that's what sucks, because she can perform. She has put on a good show and she can hold the stage on her own. But because of all that terrible, weird ass freaking, I guess, exposition, if you want to call it, it was just not good. And then when she did the Graham Norton show, she lip sank. So at this point, it's just like she's catching her ASS. For what reason? For what could have been an awesome promotional period for her, where it's like, okay, I have all this bullcrap going on around me. Watch me, shut this stuff down. But she couldn't shut it down because she just opened another tab of BS. And I was like, damn, this is rough. So, I mean, in terms of her vocals, she did what she needed to do. In terms of her dancing, it was decent. In terms of the performance overall, it was the worst I've ever seen in my damn life. But it sucks because all of that adds in. You can't be like, well, she did really good in here, and this section was good. Like, the whole thing has to be good, and the whole thing wasn't good, unfortunately. So that's my opinion. So sorry, Jesy. I do like you still.
Yeah. Okay, objectively, I think like you kind of said earlier, Jesy actually is a good performer.
Yeah.
Like, even in the Little Mix, she had better stage presence than some of the other members, and she's a good dancer. So yeah, just overall, like she is a good performer.
Yeah.
She did fine. I think with the Graham Norton show, the choreography, it matches the song. It's very kind of typical, kind of hip hop, like intermediate hip hop. class.
Right.
Intermediate. But she keeps up with all the boys,
yes.
around her.
Yes.
So yeah, I thought it was fine. I think if the song was better and everything else, like the actual performance itself was actually not horrible.
Yeah, totally. I agree. It's just that.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. The whole kind of the facials with the tongue out and all that. Again, it does just kind of feel performative.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, it is tough, because, some people are like, okay, I'm going on stage and I'm a pop star, and they do put on a character.
Yeah.
But they're like, I'm Beyonce right now, and I'm going to look out there and, do my thing.
Well, what's her character?
Well, I just think, again, it's hard to look at the performance completely objectively from the song, because the song itself is just already not great, and she puts on this character especially because of the song, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah, so she's extra trying to be all hood and cool and like,
yeah.
So I don't know. It's hard to, I don't know. I think she was never going to succeed with what she was given for the song.
Poor thing.
But I think regardless of how she sang the song, it was never going to really work, Oh,
what a shame, because I like her.
I like her too. But yeah, I think if she had, especially with the Jingle Ball one, with all the kind of drama they attempted to add to it and all that.
Yeah.
I think if she just had a bit more fun with it, as opposed to being like, I'm
gangsta boo.
Rat.
Yeah. I'm a hood rat.
Like if she was just she just had a bit more fun with it, and it was just all a bit lighter.
Yeah,
and
like
it didn't feel like she was
something.
taking herself so seriously. I think it would have just read a bit better, but yeah, it just didn't work.
Yeah. Dang. It's tough, man. It's tough. But again, her team, I guess, is just listening to her. I don't know, but something's got to give. Hopefully she's learned her lesson in the past couple of years. Sorry. I shouldn't laugh. But yeah. Moving on to Leigh-Anne with Don't Say Love. Okay, now. So I've watched some acoustic stuff. I watched like the true to track performances. And vocally, she holds her own when she performs the song. When she sings the song in its original form, she hits the bells. Sounds clear as a bell. I mean, at the jingle, it was a jingle. One of these big, larger performances, I heard her trying to slide into the note. And I understand that. You're singing, you're trying to get that big note out. You're a little nervous, blah, blah, blah. But she clicks in. When she locks into the note, it's consistent, it's stable, and I appreciate it. Like, I always worry her. Like, I look at her, I watch her like a little bit worried, like, please do well. Because again, she's always been slated as like the black member of Little Mix, like the blah, blah, blah member of Little Mix. So I'm like, I don't want her to fail. Like, I literally don't want her to fail. Not because she's black, but also because when you're that member of the group that people are not really looking at and you finally get a chance to show people your stuff, you don't want to mess up. And I get that. You don't want to be that one that's just like, I'm trying my hardest. And it shows. With her, it's like, I'm trying my hardest. Can't really tell unless you like stare at her like you see she's nervous. But aside from that, I appreciate that she's, even with the acoustic version, hitting falsettos and I watched a cell phone video of her singing Don't Say Love, and she hits the notes, and she's really warming up to her solo confidence. Like, she's warming up her solo confidence. Yeah, she's warming that up. Yeah. I can see it developing a little bit more and more because she understands now there is no crutch of 3 other girls.
Yes.
With 2 other girls in the latter half of their careers. And she's speaking to the audience more. She's not just singing straight through the song. And I think that's very important because she is trying to dance, trying to hit some of the motions. But when she stops doing that, she interacts with the audience more. And she goes, come on now, you know the song. And that's important because JADE would do that when she performed, when they were all in the group. So now she has to think about all these elements. She has to dance. She has to sing. She has to hit her notes. And that video I saw of her, I think it was like a haunted, like a Halloween-themed event. She did well. She did the dancing. She did the singing, hit the notes. She did the crowd interaction. Was it like wow levels? No, but it was a level where I was like, you know what? Give her time. She's doing exactly what anyone in her position would do. They're solo artists. Even if you were in a group, or even if you weren't in a group before, being a solo artist and then performing on stage, not in the practice room, is tough. So kudos to her. It's not easy holding a stage on your own, and she does. So yeah, and the song I like the song a little bit more because I can hear her singing it. She sounds like the record. So I'm like, that's right, girl, you swallow that MP3. you swallow that WAV file, whatever, the CD, whatever the kids say. She ate the CD. So I appreciate it. What do you think about it?
So Leigh-Anne is a good performer, but she's not a natural performer. I do think she's grown so much. I think I mentioned this earlier, right? Like she started belting a lot more. She started just really upping her presence through the years of Little Mix. But I just don't think it comes naturally for her. Like it is something that takes time, which is why I think her doing kind of the festivals and all that stuff is really good for her. Because even watching like the first ever performance of Don't Say Love, and then her then doing like Rock in Rio and larger Jingle Ball and kind of all those things, you could already see the growth. Yeah. Like the presence is already growing. Yeah. But I think all those elements that you mentioned earlier, like you got to interact with the audience, then you got to join the dance, then you got to belt this note, like that. I think it just isn't a natural thing for her. Yeah. Like you can see the brain going sometimes, the wheels turning.
Yeah. Poor baby.
So I think as the confidence grows, as just her experience grows, I agree with you. Like she will get better. But I think as it is right now, first off, the song itself, it's just not the most dynamic song, like vocally or production-wise or anything. Like there's a little bit of drama with the just do something that, boom, just do something that, boom. Like you can do a little bit with that, but like overall, the song is kind of at the same level pretty much the whole time.
Yeah.
So even then, there's just like not that much you can do with it. But I think actually kind of the same comment that I had for Jesy. Like I think she just needs to loosen up a little bit.
Yeah,
and that will come with comfort, like and experience. Yeah, but you can just tell she's trying. Like you can just see it.
Yeah, that's valid.
And it's just it's just not very loose at the moment.
That's valid. Salad right there. Go off.
Yeah, but vocally, I think she's good. I think, like I said before, she doesn't have the most powerful voice, and I actually don't like when she pushes it too much. Like when she goes into the growling and the you can just feel it like in her throat that she's just trying to be loud, louder. And she's just not naturally that. She's just more of a crooner, really. I don't know if that's the right word, but she's just like a lighter sound
singer. Yeah,
and I know she probably wants to be kind of a more powerful singer, which is where you could kind of feel that she wanted to sing the ad libs with Perrie and JADE.
Oh yes, yeah. It's just a tone. It's a tonal thing.
Yeah,
it's tough.
It's just not what she's good at. Like she's fine with it, but compared to the other two, and it's just not where it's not her sweet spot. And so I think as she also just learns her voice, and what it's good at, I think that will help too.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. She's not fully there yet, but yeah, the potential is there. But not the most captivating at all. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. That brings us to our next person, Perrie. So Perrie, she was one of the dynamic performers on stage, right?
Yes.
So with this song, I think the jingle performance was not it. I think like the way she was styled and like even the cover song, the overall set was just not giving.
Oh, the Capital Summertime one?
Yeah. Capital's not jingle. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
but
it's
jingle.
confusing.
No
it's another ball,
It's somebody's ball.
Yeah.
Okay. So and the way she was styled, that gold dress, I was like, okay, whatever. She doesn't give me like Tina Turner style, sass in a dress singer. But the acoustic performances were good. And it's so annoying because I'm like, they were like so much more amazing where I'm like, wow, yeah, I like the song now. But she's better in a more natural setting like this, especially with this song. Yeah. The song does not give, let me shake in a dress and let me shimmy in my heels. It does not give that, no matter how they style her.
Well, I think because she then performed Tears the first time, so I think it was more for that, right?
Oh,
during that
for
gig,
Tears.
at least.
No, for Tears.
Yeah.
It was for Tears. But yeah, I think the performances that she did acoustically, she sounds great. She's always going to sound great. She emotes really well, but she's also very like, endearing with the audience and things like that. So it's like one of those things where I'm like, love, hate, because the song's not like my favorite, but she knows how to captivate me. So like, it's okay. She's sitting in this weird little B- area in terms of the performance. But yeah, I think also it's the styling matters too. It's like, I don't know what it is with the team and the styling and like trying to make her come across as like this like easygoing woman, but then like dressing her up in glam. It's just not congruent, and it shows. I mean, she sounds consistent. I appreciate that, but it's just I'm not connecting right now. I'm not sure about you, but are you? Do you feel like you're connecting? Were you connecting with her in the live performances?
More than the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than the video for sure.
Yeah.
I agree. That version that she put on her official channel of her doing it like unplugged, kind of, or I guess with the live, it was just with the live band.
Oh, the acoustic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was a separate acoustic performance. There was a full kind of band performance as well.
Oh.
But yeah, she sounds good. Her background vocalists are great.
Yeah.
It's just a lot more dynamic in the live version of the song. And she does have a more natural presence than Leigh-Anne does, I would say. So she can kind of stand there, and she does have that charisma about her that does draw you to her. Maybe not so much in the stadium setting, because I also think like her standing the furthest back you possibly could on that giant staircase with a mic stand, saying a song that no one really knows or really likes that much.
Yeah.
That was never going to really capture attention. I mean, to be fair, those shows are always tough to capture attention because those people are never really huge fans of any of the artists that are there, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I agree that that performance was a little lackluster, but she sounded great. She sounds really, really good, and she is a natural performer, so I do enjoy watching her. There's just only so much you can do to save such a bland song, right? Like,
yeah.
But I think she's great. I think she's great. I do think her going the more kind of Kelly Clarkson, pop rock singer-songwriter kind of thing, I can see that for her. She just needs to establish a sound a bit more.
That's valid.
Yeah.
That's super
valid.
valid.
Her doing like an MTV Unplugged or something where she's literally just sitting there and just singing her face off, like I would gladly watch that.
Totally.
So the songs need to be really good for that. And they're not, because they also want her to be a pop star. So that's why I think there's just like a bit of a divide. Because I think if they're not too, or if she maybe is not as concerned about being like the next Beyonce, right?
Yeah.
And she's happy just kind of doing her thing. Because she has her fans, you know, that will go out there and support her. So if she's good doing like smaller venues and doing the more singer-songwritery live band thing in theaters or, you know, clubs or whatever.
Yeah.
I think she could pull that off very well. I think them just trying to push her to be like this, like pop star. I don't know. It just doesn't feel authentic to her.
See, yeah. Intimacy is her bag, I think.
Yeah. I think, she definitely has more presence, like, for the stadiums and stuff in the group.
Go off.
Yeah.
Valid salad. Let's go. All right. Well, we do want to talk about Jade, but I think...
I mean, the live version of the sad version.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. But again,
totally.
It's not like a live performance, you know? So
we can't count it.
To be fair, though, I would love to give it to future Jade because you know she's going to kill it.
Future
Jade! You know it's going to be so good.
No, not
she
future
performs
Jade.
this for the first time. But I won't do that.
That's hysterical. Here's your flowers for the future.
I guess if I had to choose a winner...
I got one, I think.
I guess I'll give it to Leigh-Anne just because I've seen the improvement the most.
I give it to Leigh-Anne too.
But even then, it's like, it's just okay right now.
Oh,
it's not a strong winner for me.
Yeah, you know what? I give her, my thing is, I give her a little B because I can see who she is. She's just nervous. So I think she wins this round for me for sure, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, future Jade might blow her out the water, but for now, I definitely appreciate Leigh-Anne's efforts a little bit more than both Jesy and Perrie combined.
Same. All right, so that finishes the round. So it's time to choose an overall winner. Give your overall thoughts. I mean, it's just really hard not to just give it to Jade. Like, again, the second I heard that song, it was like, okay, like, she's
so
here.
Annoying how good it was. So
like she's the next coming of the next big pop star.
Yeah. I give it to Jade too. Like I said, I was kind of mad when I heard the song. I was like, damn it, I wish I had a budget.
And you know, it is interesting. I'm very curious to see what all of them are going to do. Like, I guess with Jesy, like she needs some time
You know, crazy is her second single, the one that was like kind
the
of
ballad.
Yeah, that was so she should have released, especially with all your I'm having mental health issues. That would have been perfect. Put the sad stuff out so that when you do come back with something a little bit more powerful, it feels like a comeback, not like a a spit in the face of the group that you started. You know what I'm saying? Like slap in the face, not spit, slap in the face.
Yeah, I mean, I do wonder. I'm gonna be honest. I have not kept up with what she's been doing. I'm curious if she's just gonna release stuff independently, or she's just like, I could live off my royalties. I'm just gonna go away forever. I don't know.
I think she'll come back. I think she needs to lick her wounds a bit though and figure out the F she's gonna do, because the whole pretending to be someone that you're not thing is not working for her.
Yeah, but she didn't even really acknowledge it. Like, I don't think she even fully understands what
she
happened,
doesn't.
which is the problem. Yeah,
she probably doesn't for sure.
Yeah. Leigh-Anne, look, I like the EP. I still listen to the EP. I've taken loads of the songs off of it and put it on loads of playlists. So I'm here for her. I just don't think she will ever be Beyonce. I know obviously no one's Beyonce, but you know.
But in terms of like,
I don't think she's going to be the breakout global star of Little Mix. I don't think that's going to happen. But she does have a lane.
Yeah.
You know, and she seems to be putting a lot of effort in as well.
Yes.
So
I think
I'm rooting for her. Yeah, definitely rooting for her.
Yeah, it's tough. Just a second, what you were saying, Jesy. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna be that girl, especially if she lacks that self-awareness. Leigh-Anne, I enjoy her. What she's been doing has been consistent, and that's what I respect. It's been super consistent. Yeah. You know. So yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Like, there's good songs. I'm trying to figure out what would make her go over the edge in terms of like, bam, I'm here. You cannot take me off the spot. I don't know. We gotta see what happens, see what sounds, direction she go in. JADE, I'm excited to see her album.
Oh my gosh,
for sure.
Yes. Just the second single, she keeps teasing it. I think there's apparently a Buzz single coming next, because she did tease the song at some of her appearances.
Nice.
So
yeah, I think in terms of all three of them, she's the biggest artist. Not in terms of like numbers, but like in terms of conceptual.
She definitely seems to understand the pop star kind of the most.
Yeah. So I think they just got to figure out what lane they want to be in and like really go hard on it, because JADE has definitely claimed the artistic pop lane for sure. You know, Perrie, like you said, is a little anemic, her efforts. I don't know. She sounds great, but I am very curious to see what she does next, because it's like now this first little run has come out and it's been a little lackluster. Are you going to shift gears or continue to make the same brand of music? So we'll see.
Even across the two songs, though, they don't sound similar at all.
No, I mean, like, in terms of this, like, faceless pop. Like, anyone could done this. Sorry. It's faceless.
No, it is. I'm curious.
Like, she needs to shift gears. She needs to shift gears.
I'm just looking at the streaming numbers because I'm curious.
Yeah.
On Spotify, because that's the only one that gives you, like, full numbers. But yeah, Tears has 4 million on Spotify. Leigh-Anne, a couple of the singles are up a lot, like 18 million, 17 million.
Nice.
For Don't Say Love, and My Love. But her EPs, kind of in the 2 million-ish as well. And then JADE, across kind of all the different versions, it's high. But it's interesting because, Perrie actually seems to 23 million for Forget About Us.
Oh, interesting. Maybe the soundscape in the UK is just they want.
I don't think so, because I haven't seen anyone that's like, oh my God. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, then again.
I don't know. But with Perrie, I just don't really feel the passion. It's kind of like, oh, well, guess I should go solo. What do you got? And then these are like the random A&R songs.
Damn.
It's just kind of like, okay. That's what I feel. That's just what I feel.
It's frustrating.
That's a PR problem. That's a PR problem, and it's a marketing thing, and it's an A&R thing.
Yeah, time to shift gears, man. Time to shift the gears.
Right.
And figure out what the heck you want to do as an artist, and not just, be like, oh, I like the song. It makes me feel. Don't worry about what it makes you feel. Think about your legacy now. So, time to lean in that, mama.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you got the budget, y'all. Little Mix, Jesy, Perrie, Leigh-Anne, JADE. Thank you for the awesome battle. All right, mixers. let us know what wins the Little Mix solo pop-off for you. Also, if you are a Brit pop girl group stan, just know we've done pop-offs for the solo debuts of the Spice Girl members and even Girls Aloud. We're probably going to do some more, of course, because you know we love a good girl group solo moment. But just let us know. Let us know what you want to see. Let us know who won for you, who wins for you in the other videos that I mentioned as well. And remember, we are on all platforms, so make sure you comment and DM us at CCTV Pops on all social media. And hit those follow and subscribe buttons because we have some really fun episodes coming up. And yeah, you don't want to miss out on that. Don't be a loser. Come to the brunch. I'm joking.
Yes.
But no, seriously, come through, y'all. All right?
Yeah.
Until next time. That's Chris.
That's Chantel.
We're signing off from CCTV, the nonstop pop show.